De la right, my MVVs, welcome.
Queen Naomi is alleged to have wept before Her Excellency Ngozi Adeleke bore her mind over Ebony's betrayal and insisted they can never be friends, that she does not want to have anything whatsoever to do with Ebony, and that she indeed has forgiven Ebony. That, you know, the word of God says that you must forgive. They say Queen Naomi quoted the Bible and quoted so many scriptures there and say, yes, so she's not God. To err is human indeed, just the way Mrs. Ngozi Adeleke was saying it. And to forgive indeed is divine. But she will never, ever, ever have anything to do with Ebony again. Queen Naomi bore her mind. Queen Naomi was crying, that she shedded tears. They said Queen Naomi shedded tears and said some things that made the governor's wife allegedly to begin to shed tears right there in the house of Pa Ropo. Now, what happened? Do you know that all these things that we have been saying, there are so many things that did to Olori Naomi that even people do not know. The reason is because she has not told people about the things that were done to her. You remember last year when she granted an interview, she said something that, look, sometimes some experiences are made for you to grow, and at the appointed time she's going to say a lot of things. Now, one reason why Queen Naomi cried so much that made Mrs. Ngozi Adeleke to start crying. You know that Queen Naomi was the Yeye Oluwa at that time of Ile Ife. Yeye Oluwa has a different apartment that is, built for her, okay? And, that time, as we are hearing, do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media. I have told you guys, I do not live in the palace of the Ooni of Ife, neither am I related to the monarch. I'm just a blogger. When I get an information, I reenact it and I post it here. Now, remember when this drama started between Ebony, the Queen Mother, Iyalaje, and the sisters to the Ooni of Ife, and they said there's one other cousin of the Ooni of Ife that was actually very close to Iyalaje. So these people, they gang up so badly against Olori Naomi. Like they entered her like everything. They were ready to ravish her. They dealt the living daylight out of this woman. They really dealt with her. Now, Queen Naomi cried. There was a time that Ooni of Ife traveled to the United States of America. She went to Akure to go and preach, okay? After her preaching, she came back, and Tadenikawo was still very young. She came back to the palace of the Ooni of Ife. Lo and behold, her apartment key had been changed. Her apartment key had been changed. Mama was not there. She was not there. You know, this a church family. If you know something about church family, even the house help, they don't allow them stay at home. When they are going to church, everybody, the entire people will go. And so they all left and went to preach in Akure. When they came, they had crusade like for 5 days. When they came, someone had opened Queen Naomi's apartment. Somebody had changed the key, and they went into her apartment. They took a lot of things. They took her jewelries, they took some of her shoes, they took some of her clothing, they took so many things from her apartment. Now, at that time, you would expect that your husband would stand up for you and fight for you, knowing that Tadenikawo was involved. They could have taken anything that belonged to Tadenikawo just to hurt Tadenikawo. They said, according to Queen Naomi, that when she called Ooni of Ife was in the UK. Ooni of Ife, she explained everything to Ooni of Ife. Ooni of Ife was so mad when she explained. But before she would turn her back, Ebony had already called Kabiyesi to tell Kabiyesi that all those things that Olori Naomi was saying was a lie, that it was Beiro that changed that key, that they're setting them, that is Olori, what do you call? setting Ebony, setting Iyalaje, setting the sisters, and they're just trying to cause problems so that Oni will send these people away so that them as an entire kindred, Naomi was staying inside the palace with the mother, the brothers, and some cousins and everybody. So they used to call them Queen Naomi's kindred so that Queen Naomi's kindred would take over the palace. So when as she came now, she said that Tadenikawa was still, breastfeeding. That they were still outside though when she was waiting for Kabiyesi to call her back and tell her something. Kabiyesi did not call back. When she called Kabiyesi started raving and ranting, like quarreling her that she cried so much that night they were outside in that cold until like 11 o'clock before Gbenro got angry and broke the door. And you do know that it's not those kind of doors that you carry this thing. They had to go and look for people that night. Ile-Ife, they sleep very early, right? That they had to go and look for these people who are doing doors. Some of them had gone. They were using phone to call and all that to come and remove that key. It's a security door so that they can enter. They said they ended up entering the house around 2 a.m. and Ebony was there. Ebony had gone to sleep in her house. At that point, they had already finished everything they were doing to the Ooni of Ife. Ooni of Ife was not even thinking straight at that time again. They had finished work with the Ooni of Ife. Ebony cried. They say when Ebony was telling, Olori Naomi cried. When Olori Naomi was opening up to Ngozi Adeleke, we heard that Ngozi Adeleke started crying. You know that Ngozi Adeleke also has a relationship with Olori Naomi, and the woman is just a good woman. Her own is peace. She's not there to, stand behind anyone against anyone because she knows that Ooni of Ife is already married to all of these women and they have a lot of respect for Ooni of Ife. Now that things are the way they are encouraging the women to make peace and be there for each other instead of quarreling and quarreling and quarreling. They said Ngozi Adeleke cried that Paropo could not even believe what she was hearing, that Ebony was just sitting down there with her face bowed to the ground. Naomi said to Ebony, you have been going up and down and asking for relationship, for forgiveness and everything. Can you tell everybody what you did? That Naomi said Naomi was demanding to know what exactly happened that day up until now. They say all that time she was dragging. Naomi was dragging with the Ooni of Ife. She's not coming back. She's not coming back. They said Olori Naomi told Ngozi Adeleke that it wasn't because she didn't want to come back. That very in vain, that very incident, that she wanted to know the person who went to go and break that door, the person who went to go and change her key. She wanted to know. And behold, lo and behold, it was on that day that Olori Naomi told Mrs. Ngozi Adeleke that it was Ebony that did that thing. Because Olori Naomi had told the Ooni of Ife that she would never ever return back to the palace except Ooni of Ife revealed that mystery that happened that very day. Who did that? So Ooni of Ife had investigated and found out that thing that happened that day, it was Ebony that did it. And that was the same reason. That's the same reason why Ebony, Ooni of Ife has been so mad and angry with Ebony. I've been wondering, what is this thing that is making Kabiyesi so mad at Ebony? The last time I checked, it was that thing that happened in Oyotunji, where Ooni of Ife was told that Ebony had said Ooni of Ife had no right to push her around, that Ooni of Ife should give orders to people he loved. That is Olori Naomi. So I was thinking that was what was paining Ooni of Ife. They said that wasn't even it. It was that key that Olori Naomi revealed to Ngozi Adeleke. I said everybody was shocked at the rate at which this woman went. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media. And for Dela Right, I'll always tell you people, whatever information you get on social media, you want to take it with a pinch of salt.